Hello everyone, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. I'm Commander Exorcist. Welcome aboard Minor Inconvenience. I call this series Minor Inconveniences because I'm clever like that, right? Okay, so I don't do a lot of mining in Elite. I've done it. I actually have, I think, one video on this channel where I've done mining, and yeah, that's about it. So there's a lot of talk in the community about mining with the approach of the Type-11, the Lakon Type-11 Prospector. Last week we got the drop from Frontier on their YouTube channel with the interview that Phil did with one of the developers, and a lot of talk about that. So we know the internals now, and we have some footage of the ship in flight, in game, and so yeah, we know pretty much what there is to know, at least the baseline stuff about the Type-11. So with the Type-11 coming, there's kind of a renewed focus on mining, some good, some bad, and so I figured that what better time to get out there and take my poorly designed Anaconda Minor Inconvenience into a random ring system and do a little bit of mining. But before we get started, if you enjoy the content I create on this channel, then please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure notifications are turned on so that you don't miss any of my Elite Dangerous content. I do regular Let's Plays, just standard gameplay stuff, usually on Mondays. Tuesdays typically are Taco Tuesday. We'll see how that goes this week, and then just random stuff throughout the week as things progress. I am feeling much better. Thank you all for the well wishes last week. I was struggling a little bit with sickness kind of hangover, getting over a upper respiratory thing, but I am back and doing my thing. It's gonna be a busy week here on the channel, so I thought mining will be nice. Now, general disclaimer: when I do stuff in Elite like exploration or the on-foot ground conflict zones, I consider myself to be somewhat of a professional at those tasks. I know what I'm doing. I've done enough of that. I've got many thousands of hours in this game when it comes to exploration, photography, videography, the ground combat especially, not so much ship combat. But what I'm getting at is when I get to mining, I am a fake professional. So I'm going to make this look like I know what I'm doing, but I absolutely don't. So if you are a miner in Elite Dangerous, and I don't mean someone who's under the age of 18, I mean somebody who likes to shoot at rocks. So if you are a miner in Elite Dangerous, and you're watching this video, and at some point in this video you go, this guy really sucks. Yes, I agree with you. So you're not going to insult me, and you're not going to say anything that's negative about my ability to mine in this game that I don't agree with you already. So there we go. So we are in a random system. This is not far from my home system, the Call 285 sector, TON B21-4. My system is B21-1. So we're just like one jump away. And I found this, there's this random ring planet, and I'm pretty sure I can't even pronounce what that is. Grandidorite. Maybe, yeah, Grandidorite. Sure. So the Granddad hotspot here, and I got to be careful because we're not hauling anything at the moment. I just pulled this thing out of storage from Apostles Lighthouse, but I did notice that there was a small POI area on the eastern side of this hotspot that said danger, said hazardous. So it was a resource collection area, and it was hazardous. So I want to make sure that I don't get taken advantage of by any pirates. So here we are flying amongst the rocks, and you can already tell if it's been a while since you've been in one of these ring areas. Look at the gorgeous quality of the lighting and the shadows. Yes, I'm going to keep saying that because it's important to me. It's been very important, and we've wanted it fixed for so long, and Frontier finally came through for us and fixed the shadows, and they are glorious. I mean, just this is a complete 180 from what it used to be. Now we're looking for a mother lode asteroid. I don't think that is one. It's probably... So the way that the asteroids show up, if you've never done like the pulse wave mining, like the seismic charges, so this asteroid most likely, yeah, so it's probably got a lot of surface deposits. We'll try to find another one. But if it has a lot of surface deposits, it will glow a brighter yellow. It won't be like completely, like really bright. But a mother lode asteroid, which has the asteroid fissures and stuff, it will be distinctly yellow. It will be so much brighter than its companions. So, like this one here, maybe. But obviously those dull ones are just dull. There's nothing there. So while we're looking for a rock, let's talk about the Type-11, the Lakon Prospector. I didn't do a video on it because, to be perfectly honest with you all, I think Frontier did a pretty good job of what they published on their YouTube channel as far as giving us information. I mean, we actually got the information that we were looking for as far as the internals for the ship, and we got to see it fly around. Additionally, there's a lot of good YouTubers out there that had already put stuff out. See, I was at work and I really wasn't able to put anything out when we got the early access for the partner program. And once I watched like the Burr Pit and a couple others, like, they pretty much nailed a lot of this stuff. Like I said, I'm not a miner, and so there's not a lot that I felt like I could offer outside of just kind of chit-chat about it. So I figured the best thing to do would be to delay a week or so, and let's just talk about it today as part of our Let's Play video. I have not seen an asteroid that's even remotely close to being a mother lode. This is concerning. I mean, if you're watching this video, if I published it, that means that I find something, but for me in current time, I'm getting a little nervous because it's been a few minutes, and I don't want to fly around in this asteroid field forever. But the Lakon Type-11, so it arrives for early access ARCs on the 23rd of September. That's actually a lot sooner than I expected it. So as of this week, that puts us about 2.5 weeks approximately away from it. So that's really cool that pretty soon we'll be getting it. Once I get my hands on it, though, I will fly it. I will take it out, test it. Hey, we might get lucky here. This kind of looks like what we're looking for. I'll bring it back out here into this ring system and test it out. I think we've got what we were looking for. Anyway. No, not that one, but that one over there. There we go. See how it's just really bright compared to the other? It kind of looks like popcorn. And fortunately, it's not spinning that much. It looks like it's got a little bit of rotation to it, but not too bad. Alright, so let's get up. Yep, this is definitely... Oh, there we go. We got the fissures. So I forgot to add my... There we go. Forgot to add my prospector. There we go. So now we can see all of the fissures. You don't actually have to do this. I like to do it just so I can kind of see what I'm doing. But if you want to, you can just fire the seismic charges at the fissures, because they're pretty obvious on the surface here, like this one. I'm not very good at this, so here we go. Let's see if I manage to screw it up on the first try. Okay, that didn't do very well, did it? There's only so many of these, so you only get so many shots before you run out of fissures. Okay, we're getting up there. Nice. One of these close to each other. You know, with all the realism in Elite, it's funny because it really doesn't matter if you do one on one side. It's really about getting the seismic charges into the fissure. So you don't have to go to the other side of the rock and shoot the fissures. You just need to find an open fissure. So here we go. Let's see if we can get it. All right, we're so close. I don't want to go over. You've gotta be kidding me. Okay, that... Oh, man, we got lucky. Look at that. I mean, it's not pretty. It's a lot of seismic charges that I probably didn't need, but this, like I said, don't judge me. I am absolutely not a professional at this. So you can wait and let the timer run down. It's about 54 seconds, but no, we're actually going to detonate early. And you do that by going into the control panel. But I want to get a kind of a little bit of a distance, but a good view, so that I can watch the fireworks. Just go over here, find a charge, and any of them. And you just detonate now, and it changes the timer to about 10 seconds. And here we go. When this mining method debuted in Elite, it was amazing, and it's still really amazing. Like, I know that this, so in my opinion, the Discovery Scanner is one of the best game sounds ever made. So, like, when I think of sounds in video games, whether special effects or whatever, the Discovery Scanner, the honk, is one of the best sounds ever made. That beat for that kind of like whatever that is when right before the rock explodes is a close second. It really is. And then I'd say a third would be the scream of the Thargoid Titans when they would do the Taurus, the blue Taurus attack. And the Taurus attack would shut down. There was like a scream that occurred, and it was really cool. Okay. I'm kind of worried here because I'm getting some pretty decent shots with my abrasion blaster. Normally I have to swing around and do all kinds of other weird stuff. So we're going to go outside the ship here for a moment as our limpets do their thing and gather up our materials. We're going to do 2 rocks. That's my goal. So I don't know, it's taken us about 12 minutes to get in here and find a rock and blow it up. So if we can do one more, probably about 25, I'd say 20, 25 minutes, maybe a little bit more. And so a pretty decent length video today. But as I was talking about, the Type-11 arrives on the 23rd of September. Early access ARCs. Once I get one, I will do a video and I will show you what it's like to fly it here. So let's talk about it. It's got 8 hard points and then 12 optional slots. It has a lot of optional internal slots for a miner. So they're really giving us the space necessary to take this thing out and do some hardcore mining. It's got, so like I said, it's got 8 hard points. 3 of those are small, and then there's 1 medium. And then you've got kind of the mining specific hard points. You've got 2 mediums, 1 small, and then there is the large hard point, and that is the one with the Gatling cannon. It's basically an energy projectile Gatling gun mounted to the front of your ship that just blows apart rocks and you know, I'm a little curious to see what else they're planning to introduce, because I seem to remember they talked about introducing a new type of mining. And what you have with this, I'm trying to think of what they called it. I don't remember. It was, but I mean, it's like a mining Gatling cannon, a Matling cannon, or call it the Matler. It shoots at the asteroid, so it serves as a mining laser, but it also works as an abrasion blaster. So you've got, 2 tools in one, which is nice, but that's still not a new type of mining. So I'm not really sure what it is that they're planning to introduce if that's all the gun does. And I do know, I realize I'm calling it a gun. It is a gun. It looks like a gun. It functions like a gun. And, you know, I'm pretty sure that if you put somebody in front of it and fired the thing, I don't think they would survive it. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. And there is some speculation in the community, and I don't have any, at least at the time that I'm recording this video. I'm recording this video on the weekend, so if anything has happened since then, I can't speak to it in the past or the future or whatever timeline it is. All right, so we got a lot of granddadderite or granddadderite, whatever it is. So let's go find our second rock. So we're going to find one more rock, and then we'll be done for today. But what I was saying is there is speculation in the community that the Type-11's release is linked in a way to the missing exobiologist. So whatever's going on with the missing student mystery that I talked about that on my last Taco Tuesday. And I also published a post here on the channel that has an outline if you're interested in going and scanning the POIs and reading the story. But it just makes... I'm kind of curious about it too. Is the release of the Type-11 tied in to this, whatever's going on here? Are we looking at a new type of mining and a new type of exobiology or something unique that's been discovered that kind of all gets unlocked? Yeah, I thought that was a mother lode, but it's not. It doesn't have any fissures or anything on it. That's strange. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes from that. So optional internals. So let's talk about the internals for the thing. It's got two size 1s. It's got a size 2, 3, and a 4. It's got 4 size 5s, 3 size 6s, and that's a lot by itself. But then it's got it has an SLF bay. It has a size 5 ship-launched fighter bay, which, to be honest, I'm very surprised by. Obviously, I'm flying an Anaconda. It has a ship-launched fighter bay. But to have that in a dedicated miner, that's really cool. So that's your defense, or at least it's going to give you an opportunity to get away from whatever pirates may decide to try to mess with your mining load. And then it has a special dedicated optional internal for a drone controller. And the drone controller is a size 5, and as far as I know from what I've seen in the interview and what I know about the modules, this will be the only ship that can hold the size 5 drone controller. So it'll be interesting to see what what kind of power consumption and what kind of effect that has on it. I just want to kind of see my limpets, because they're following me. Like, so many limpets bump up against the rocks and have perished as I've tried to learn more about mining. And then there's always two that... Whoops, I didn't mean to launch that seismic charge. Whoops. Alright, so... yeah, I don't think that's... nah, that's not one. I mean, we'll fly by it, but... yeah, there's no fissures on it. Okay. Moving on. It has a size 6 power plant, which is pretty... that's a pretty hefty power source. Size 7 power distributor. So the power system on this thing, which, you know, makes sense. It's good. It's got a good power system on it. And it would need to have that freaking Gatling gun on top of it. It's got size 5 thrusters, FSD, and fuel tank, and size 3 life support and sensors. So it's pretty balanced coming off the assembly line. Once we get some engineering on it and test it out, it'll be interesting to see what it can be used for. I think it hauls somewhere around 300, a little bit less. So if you want to use it as a hauler, you could, but it looks like it's really is, at least off the assembly line, going to be best suited for mining. Man, I thought this rock was one I was looking for. And yeah, here we go. Yep, this is it. Oh. Oh, I got it wrong. Okay. So this isn't one. This isn't a Fisher rock. This is a... it's just got a bunch of surface stuff on it. I probably could have used my abrasion blaster, but I want to blow up another rock. Now my targeting system is all messed up because I've got a target that's could be theoretically used for a seismic charge, but we're not going to. Ooh, got a really bright one over there. I think we may have found our target, ladies and gentlemen. So I was really happy when I saw the Type-11. I liked it, and the preview images were cool. The little like CGI style thing they did, and then finally seeing it in game was well worth it. Yep, this is it. You can see the Fisher there on the edge. And this is going to be our final rock for this video. So, like I said, I'll get one and I'll bring it here. And then, as far as I know, the mystery's still going on. Hopefully, we'll get some movement on that this week at some point. Keep watching social media because that kind of seems to be where things are happening, and most people have a Discord that they can get updates in. Alright. So we can do this the right way. So these first couple of seismic charges, I'll fire at full strength. And I do like that there's not, like, you know, it's not going to detonate in like 10 seconds. Oh, crap, I missed. Oh, well, that didn't do anything. And watch, the next one I fire is going to freaking exceed the yield. Oh, that one didn't do anything either. We're like so close. I told you guys, this is going to be it. This is going to be the one. Exorcist is going to blow this one up. Like, crap. I'm going to go around here. Here we go. Don't mess it up. Oh, and I did. Okay. So first thing I need to do is get away from this thing. And there is a trick to this. So we're going to go in here and we can disarm the charge. Takes about 10 seconds. Thought I picked disarm.
Seismic charge disarmed.
Oh, we okay, the other one. Nope, let's cancel this one. Now it's perfect. Look at that. Alright, so yeah, so if you overshoot and you end up messing up the seismic charges, you can deactivate them and just do it the right way. So, man, that's a really nice yield. So this one we're going to watch outside for potential YouTube thumbnail shots. So I'm going to take some rapid fire photos of this explosion. Oh, it's so cool. Alright. Now our second rock has exploded. Let's get in here and get ready to collect some stuff. This one has a lot of stuff still on the surface. So let's launch our collectors. I was going to say I might need to change my fire group so I've got collector and abrasion, but I just realized I actually already have that set up. Granddadderite. Alright. Ooh, this abrasion blaster is doing good tonight. Nice. So I try to get inside the asteroids. So once you blow them up, it can be perilous to sit outside of the explosion range and just wait. You want to kind of get inside so that your limpets don't have to travel outside of the rocks, because limpets are not very smart, and they will just slam into the rocks over and over again. Or they'll start circling like a puppy that needs to go out to the bathroom and just kind of run in a circle. Okay, a couple more potential thumbnail shots. Limpets returning to their roost. This is one of those activities in Elite Dangerous I enjoy it, but it's definitely on the lower end of activities that I enjoy in the game. And but it's very relaxing. So as long as you don't get beat up by pirates or something, I mean, this is a really nice way to earn a little bit of cash and blow up some rocks, fly around, and just mine. And so we've done this is the subsurface mining. And before we leave, we'll just do some laser mining. I'll pick a rock and shoot at it and do that as well. It makes me kind of nervous that my limpets have been behaving so well, because normally they run into each other or they run into tiny little ice fragments and, you know, collector limpet expired after I freaking just launched it. Let's get out here, because it looks like a lot of stuff is out here outside the rocks now. Give my limpets a little bit of opportunity to stay alive. Yeah, the difference here is when you do these subsurface explosions, for each fragment you get is a unit of that mineral. When we do the surface mining, with the lasers, you only get fragments of stuff, and so you have to add so many fragments into a hopper in order for the refinery to work and generate, you know, 1 unit of whatever it is you're mining. All right, that's it. That is our second rock completed. 28 minutes, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. See, I told you guys I can at least be a fake professional when it comes to mining. I mean, I think I looked halfway competent doing that. Just as long as anyone promises not to tell anybody that I didn't know what I was doing. Let's shoot this rock here. So, like I said, I wanted to do some of the surface mining with the lasers, so we've got 3 powerful lasers on the top of the ship here. Actually, they're on the bottom. I forgot. All 3 of them are on the bottom. Here we go. You gotta be close to these. There we go. God. The problem with the surface mining, too, is that there's always very little of it. Like, there's very little minerals in these, in a lot of these rocks. But you can see the various little fragments that are being processed, as opposed to the subsurface mining where we blew up the rock. Each of the fragments was a full unit of stuff. We're going to hang out here for a moment, let our limpets gather up the material that I have mined, and then that will be it. So, if we can take this opportunity to try for another... Oh, that's cool. I'm trying to decide which way I want to do this. Take some photos. whichever one ends up as the YouTube thumbnail, you all have gotten to see the different options that I have to make the YouTube thumbnail. Oh, I really like that. Just wish there was more room for to get the whole ship in with the limpet approaching, but you know, lithium hydroxide. And here comes our last piece. Hey everybody, thanks for hanging out with me for Minor Inconvenience. I will definitely have a fly test for the Type-11 once I get it. And that's going to be all for this. Thanks everybody. I'm Commander Exodus. Take care, fly safe, and I'll see you guys out there.